Hello, it is I, this guy who says things, and I am here with, question mark, who am I here with? Unknown.
Rubal.
Oh, dude, I've never met you before. Hello, stranger.
Yeah, we met on the street like
Yep.
a week ago. Yeah.
I said, yo, let's do a quick, let's discuss the Steve Lacy single, Stranger, who I met on the street.
I'm just here for the snacks, really.
I've been hiding the Oreos on purpose because I love those. But yeah, me and Rubal are back to discuss the new Steve Lacy single. You guys really liked it when we talked about it last time, so I was like, yo, Rubes, Steve Lacy decided to drop a song at the most convenient time. Let's talk about it. And Rubal was like, sure. So here we are. He dropped, it's called Playground. It's supposed to be coming off of his new album that is supposed to be arriving, I want to say May 24th, but I am not sure. So what did you think about it? What did you feel? You listened to this.
I thought it was, and initially I didn't know how to feel about it. I just thought, oh, this is very 70s inspired. It sounds interesting. I like the feel goodness about it. Second time around, I listened to it, and I noticed that the lyrics were like PG-13, kind of freaky. Like, it didn't have any cuss words in it, but you could tell,
Yeah, I played it like twice before we started, and this first time I was just like, okay, this is really funky, and he really wants you to know that playgrounds exist and that they're on the playground. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then I was like, I don't really know. Like, I had the exact same kind of sentiment. I was like, I am not sure where this is going, what kind of goal this has. And so with that in mind, I kind of was just like, okay, let me play it again. And to your point, like you said, it's kind of this very tongue-in-cheek kind of like bumping shoulders type of deal. And I was just like, okay, cool. Like, I think like you mentioned it, but it's sort of similar to Inside, where it's not really trying to go too deeply into any specific subject matter. It's just kind of being, and I guess I hate when I say this, but basically being a vibe rather than an actual, like, I listen to this to really think about this. This is more, I want this feeling of kind of loose, summery brightness that is also playful, but there's like a little more there. It's just not all the way, like, it's more implied than it is explicit.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of 70s songs used to be like that, where they were just very, like, upbeat. It wasn't meant to be anything serious or like about anything in specific. And yeah, it's like a 70s pop song essentially, but obviously in the modern age. Another thing that I noticed was that Inside was kind of like, as I said before, like, you'd be high in the car, driving with your friends and just like looking out, at night at the trees and stuff, at the moon. But this one is where you're high at the playground with your significant other or whatever, like hookup or whatever, and you're both high at the playground, about to have sex at the playground, and you're both high.
At the playground. Everything is done at the playground. If we did not establish the location, I want you to know now that this song takes place at a playground. We do not know the specific playground, but it takes place there. I mean, as far as I guess my next question would be, because I feel like as far as the emotion and again vibe of the track, I think we kind of understand where it's established. I guess if I had to speculate a little bit, as far as his entire album, we've only gotten like 2 tracks, and I think there was an outro freestyle that dropped too, but I didn't really have enough where I was like, okay, we can make a whole video on this. But from the tracks you've heard, do you have any kind of ideas that you formulated about what this could potentially be about, or do you think it's going to be just kind of like this thing where it's like, yeah, we're vibing out and here's different vibes?
I think it's about, like, I don't know, like his formative years, like where he was like a teenager and like, fucking around with his friends and stuff, so I think it's probably about that, and based off of the album cover and like just the overall, like, I guess like the song names. Yeah,
because we have right now off top, I know Inside and Playground, and like after that I didn't really, I was just like, I keep the spoilers to a minimum.
There's Only If, Like Me, Playground, Basement Jack, Guide, Lay Me Down, Hate CD, In Lust We Trust, Amanda's Interlude, Inside, and Outro Freestyle / Forever. So yeah, so I'm assuming that it's probably just about like his experiences as a young adult altogether, but basically with like a 70s background.
So they all kind of had that really funky. I mean, Inside was a little more modern feeling, or at least maybe.
Yeah, but it still had like that funky aspect.
Yeah. I'm not saying it didn't. I guess like as far as it goes for me, I think like I don't disagree that it could potentially be about that. I'm not really sure if I've like figured out myself, but like I guess for me, I think that this will be an enjoyable album from the tracks that we've heard. And I feel like as far as like Steve Lacy goes, I guess for him, in order to really properly evaluate his stuff, you can't really dive too heavily into subject matter because he doesn't himself. So you kind of have to more, as you are doing, be more keenly aware of like the sounds and stuff like maybe Matt Martians is a little more on the, might say a few clever things here or there, but Steve Lacy kind of likes to keep it very crisp and clear. And yeah, as far as the song goes, I enjoyed it, and I am going to that was not English, but what I was saying was I'm excited for this album. You know, I'm not like super like, oh my god, I'm gonna like stay up like I did for Igor or anything. Like when it comes out, I'm gonna listen to it and we can definitely talk about it. But as far as this song goes, I think it was a good song. Album's probably gonna be pretty fun, funky, and overall really nice to listen to. It's not gonna be like too abrasive. I feel like everyone's gonna have a different favorite song on here. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Because I feel like everything is gonna be here. Like it sounds like it's gonna be like a very well-rounded album. And yeah, I'm excited for it too.
It's gonna be very groovy, and I think that as far as grooves go, there's no way you can go wrong with Steve Lacy. So with that being said, I think do you have any other statements you would like to make about playgrounds or the different, unfortunately dangerous things that may or may not occur within them?
I don't believe so. I don't think so.
Alright. Well, this guy says, when you're at the playground in the summer, all you need to do to make sure that that slide isn't hot is put an egg on it. If that egg successfully cooks, do not touch the playground. Now, this is a very long and arduous process, but you will thank me later. Thank you, Steve Lacy, Playground.